And I was just in this room in the Tenderloin thinking, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. And I knew in my heart that he had experienced rejection deeply and that he was prepared to be rejected again. And I was like, not going to let that happen. I was so codependent. I was like, not going to let, like the clothes came off. I hopped into the situation and we did what we did. And I just remember walking out onto Gary Street. It was on Gary and Leavenworth or something, and sitting down on the curb. And I had don't judge me, I had a flip phone from Metro PCS, new in recovery.
We all did.
And I flipped my phone open and I called the guy I was dating at the time, and I just burst into tears. And the first things that came out of my mouth was, I think I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Wow.
I think I know what I'm supposed to be doing, because of that interaction with this man who had expected rejection and learned that he was acceptable, felt honored, and felt seen and heard and touchable, was, for me, it was revolutionary. For me, it was incredible. I was just like, I was like, this is a beautiful experience. I want more of this. As any good addict, I want more. Right. So, so I just jumped in and I was just like, this is what it's about for me. It really is about showing up and crossing that threshold and finding a way to be useful in this room. And it was what I was learning at Fireside Chat, at the Castro Country Club. It was what I was learning. Go pick up chairs, go help out, go introduce yourself to,
it was the same principles in all your affairs.
It was the same principles. It was showing up and serving, but in a way that it was wild, and it just grew from there.
I think
I talk a lot, so shut me down.
No, it's okay. We have a couple comments coming in. First comment, Brandon writes, one of David's comments from last week, at first, when I would see other sober friends at sex venues, I would be a little apprehensive and weird, but got over it. Mostly love seeing other sober people nowadays, rarely interact with friends in anon-like situations. I know it's important to model sexual freedom, especially for others that feel super uncomfortable and awkward. One thing I remember is sex is awkward and uncomfortable at times, especially initially. Thank you for that, Brandon. And thank you, David, for that. And there was another comment, wasn't there? No, Stephen? Okay.
Well, I think on that, it's super important to note that, and I usually try to be thoughtful, because I realized that somebody was patient with me, so I get to be patient, because, I stopped going to the kink meeting on Fridays. And maybe I judged too quickly and too harshly, because it felt as though, when you have people who are are really kind of comfortable with their sexuality or whatever, and they forget that people are apprehensive, and like you said, and sex can be awkward, that they need to kind of meet the person where they are. But I think that it is important, especially for us, especially if crystal meth is something we've been doing, to at least attempt. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. David, I want to get your opinion on something.
Yes.
So one of the things that I've noticed a lot in the rooms, and so is Lewis, is that a lot of people, when they're new, especially in queer spaces, a lot of times when people are new, you'll find, and my partner works in a rehab, and he's noticed this too, that when people come into recovery spaces, they immediately, not immediately, some people start identifying people that they're sexually attracted to